西结，
以斯帖记。
以斯帖记。
旧约的book of Esther. It's after Nehemiah.
旧约的
Ezra. After the second Chronicle, Ezra and Nehemiah, and then there's a
旧约的以斯帖记
before Job.
在这个约伯记的前面，尼希米记的后面。
And this book does actually was named with the lady name Esther.
这本书讲到一个女人叫这个以斯帖。
And if you look at this book, there were things that recorded. There's actually can see how they have this firm belief in God.
这本书呢，就提到呢，他是怎样有这个心智呢，来相信这个神。
Though there's a whole book that have not mentioned God, the whole book have not mentioned God.
整本书呢都没有提到这个神。
But you can see the invisible hands of God was with them.
我们可以看到这个神的这个这个神的智慧呢是跟他在一起的。
神看不见手。
神看不见的这个手呢是跟他在一起的。
We look at this one of the incident that so we can from there to learn teaching for us today.
我们读一下这个故事呢，我们来学习一些教训。
We look at Esther chapter 4.
我们开始读这个以斯帖记第4章。
Esther chapter 4.
以斯帖记第4章。
And first look, we look at from 12 to 16.
从这个第12节读到第16节。
12 to 16.
12到16节。
So they told Mordecai Esther's words, and Mordecai told them to answer Esther, "Do not think in your heart that you will escape in the king's palace any more than all other Jews. For if you remain completely silent at this time, relief and deliverance will rise for the Jews from another place, but you and your father's house will perish. Yet who knows whether you have come to the kingdom for such a time as this." 15. Then Esther told them to reply to Mordecai. 16. Go gather all the Jews who are peasants in Susan and fast for me, neither eat and drink for 3 days, night and day. My maids and I will fast likewise, so I will go to the king's, which is against the Lord. If I perish, I perish.
14节，此时你若闭口，12节，人就把以斯帖这话告诉末底改。13节，末底改托人回复以斯帖说：“你莫想在王宫里强过一切犹大人，得免这祸。”14节，此时你若闭口不言，犹大人必从别处得解脱，蒙拯救，你和你父家必至灭亡。岂知你得了王后的位分，不是为现今的机会吗？15节，以斯帖就吩咐人回报末底改说：16节，你当去招聚书珊城所有的犹大人，为我禁食3昼3夜，不吃不喝。我和我的宫女也要这样禁食，然后我违例进去见王。我若死，就死吧。
And he has mentioned the conversation or the exchange message between Mordecai and Esther.
这里边这个有这个末底改和这个以斯帖的这个对话。
And who is Mordecai? Who was Esther?
那这个末底改和这个以斯帖是谁呢？
we know that Esther says when he was when she was in the palace.
当这个以斯帖在这个王宫的时候，
she was a queen.
她是这个皇后。
But how could she become a queen?
但是她怎么样成为皇后的呢？
There was a story there.
这是有一个故事的。
If you look at chapter 1, you can see
我们看这个第1章就能
at that time
在那
the
个时候
queen's her name is it's called Vashti. Is it 11?
在那个时候呢，在第11节，这个王后叫这个瓦什提。
Vashti, yeah, and but how could she lose her position?
她怎样失去这个位置的呢？
So because at that time the kings, the Persian kings,
在那个时候，这个波斯的这个国王，
you look at this was 1.
我们看这个第1节。
At that time, the Persians kingdom quite big. Actually, they rule from Africa and to India.
当时呢，这个波斯的王国呢，它是非常大的，管辖这个非洲和这个印度。
So from African continent to Asia.
从那个非洲呢到这个亚洲。
And then the kings held a feast for. It just invited all the queens and all the important officials to the capital.
他就邀请了所有的这些呢贵重的这个非常有权贵的这些官员呢来到这个。
So that he can show them the riches his glorious kingdoms.
来到这个城里呢，来展示他的这个丰富的这个
And therefore, actually, for 180 days.
这要有多少天呢？有180天。
After 180 days, and then they have a 7 days feast.
在这个180天之后呢，他们有这个7天的这个节日。
And also 7 days feast that because the kings was so happy that and then he said to all the guests or all the officials, all his officials, I'm gonna bring my queens to show you how she was so beautiful.
在这个第7天呢，这个节日第7天呢，这个国王呢非常高兴，他就对这些权贵这些人说呢，我将把我的王后呢带来给你们看，她有多美丽。
And was told that the queens refused to come.
第12节呢，这个王后呢就拒绝来。
And then they discussed this matter later on. That they make a decision. They asked the king to issue an edict, issue a decree.
在这个之后呢，他们在讨论之后呢，就做出了一个决定，要
That the queens was no longer come in or to serve the king, or no longer be queens.
他要废除这个王后。
And he was deposed. Yeah.
他被废除了
And later on, that they issue a letter to all the province to choose the beautiful lady.
之后呢，他就向这个波斯王所有的地方呢发了一封书信来选这个各地方的美女。
And then you can see the Mordecai and Esther came into the picture.
这个莫迪改呢和这个以斯帖呢就出现了。
Look at chapter 3 verse 5.
我们看这个第2章第5节。
In Susan's citadel, there was certain Jews whose names was Mordecai, the son of Jael, and the son of Shemuel, the son of Kish, Benjamin.
第5节。
And verse 6, Kish has been carried away from Jerusalem with the captive who has been captured with Jeconiah, kings of Judah, whom Nebuchadnezzar, the king of Babylon, has carried away. And 7, Mordecai has brought up Hadassah, which is the Hebrew name of Esther. There is Esther, and this uncle, and this uncle's daughter, for she has neither father and mother. The young woman was lovely and beautiful when her father and mother died. Mordecai took her as his own daughter.
第5节，书珊城有一个犹大人，名叫莫迪改，是便雅悯人基士的曾孙，示美的孙子，雅尔的儿子。第6节，从前巴比伦王尼布甲尼撒将犹大王耶哥尼亚和百姓从耶路撒冷掳去，莫迪改也在其内。7节，莫迪改抚养他叔叔的女儿哈大莎，因为他没有父母，这女子又容貌俊美，他父母死了，莫迪改就收她为自己的女儿。
So here they can see that it's a group of Jews have been, or chosen people in the Old Testament, have been carried away by the king of Babylon.
那么这里边可以看到呢， 有一群的这个神的选民呢，这个犹大人呢，被这个巴比伦王呢掳去了。
When they've been living there for a long time.
他们生活在巴比伦这个国家很长时间。
Okay, so as a result, Esther had been chosen to be the queen.
这时候呢，这个以斯帖呢就被选成了这个王后。
Okay, from here we can see that there's something that's really that God had prepared for the chosen people.
我们可以在这里可以看到呢，这个神呢为他的选民真的做了一些预备。
Because at that time there's another officials it's called Haman was 3.
在这个在这里这个时候有另一个这个官员叫这个哈曼。
And so look at verse 3.
第3节。
Chapter 3.
我们看这第3章。
Chapter 3.
第3章。
And this well after this King Ahasuerus promoted Haman, and the sons of Hamandas, the Agagites, I don't know how to pronounce it, once him, set him sit above all princes who were with him.
第1节3章第1节，这是以后呢，亚哈随鲁王抬举雅甲族哈米大他的儿子哈曼，使他高升，叫他的爵位超过与其同事的一切。
And all the kings of servants who were within the king's gate bow and pay homage to Haman.
第2节，在这个朝门的一切臣仆呢，都跪拜哈曼。
And for so the king has commanded concerning him, but Mordecai would not bow and pay homage.
因为王如此吩咐，唯独莫迪改不跪也不拜。
So you can see that, and then the servants are said to Mordecai, why didn't obey the command of the king?
这个仆人呢就问这个莫迪改，为什么你违背这个王的命令呢？
And then they could not persuade him to bow or pay homage to him, and he reported to Haman.
他不跪拜这个哈曼呢，他们就向这个哈曼报告了。
And then Haman was very angry, and he plotted a plan to destroy all the Jews in the whole kingdom.
那么哈曼呢就非常的生气呢，他有这个计划呢，想彻底呢摧毁这个犹太族。
So verse 8, look at chapter 2, verse 8.
我们看这个第3章第8节。
And Haman said to the king Ahasuerus, there's a certain people scattered and dispersed among the people in all the provinces of your kingdom. Their laws are different from all other peoples. They do not keep the king's laws. Therefore, it is not fitting for the king to let them remain. Now, if it please the king, let a decree be written, they be destroyed. I will pay 10,000 talents of silver into the hands of those who do the work, and bring it into the king's treasuries. 10. So the king took his senate rings from his hand and gave it to Haman and the son of Hammadath and the Agagites, the enemies of the Jews.
第8节，哈曼对亚哈随鲁王说：“有一种民散居在王国各省的民中，他们的律例与万民的律例不同，也不守王的律例，所以容留他们与王无异。9节，王若以为美，请下旨意灭绝他们，我就捐10000他连得银子交给掌管国币的人，纳入王的府库。10节，于是王从自己手上摘下戒指，给犹大人的仇敌雅甲族哈米，大他的儿子哈曼。”
So when you know the whole story, later on you can see that how God actually had this care for them, or have this plan already be planned to save them.
当我们读这个整个的故事以后呢，我们就知道这个神是怎样有这个有计划来拯救这个犹大人。
And now that's when the Mordecai knew these things.
当这个末底改知道这个事的时候
Because why? Because the decrees have been delivered to all the provinces and all the governors.
那这个命令呢就传达到了各个这个省。
13. And the letter was sent by the courier into all the king's province to destroy, to kill, to annihilate all the Jews, both young and old, little children and women, in one day, on the 13th days of 12th month, which is the month of others, and to plunder their possessions.
第12节
12节
正月
13节
13节
第3章13节 Chapter 3 was 13.
交给异族传道王的各省，吩咐将犹大人无论老少妇女孩子，在一日之间12月，就是亚达月13日，全然剪除、杀戮、灭绝，并夺他们的财为掠物。
And was for that Mordecai learned all that has happened, and he torn his clothes and put on sackcloth and ashes, went out into the midst of the city, cried out with a loud and bitter cry.
第14节
Chapter 4 was 1.
Chapter
4 was 1.
第4章第1节，末底改知道所做的这一切事呢，就撕裂衣服，穿麻衣，蒙灰尘，在城中行走，痛哭哀嚎。
Because Mordecai was allowed to sit in the king gate.
那这个末底改呢，在这个可以在这个守这个城门，
坐在这王宫的城门之路。King gate, inside the king gate.
他可以坐在这个王宫的城中行走。
And Esther came to know why he came to know that he wore the sackcloth.
这个
sackcloth.
他就这个穿这个麻衣。
And he sent people to send the eunuch to ask him what happened.
这个以斯帖就派一些人问他发生了什么事。
And then he told her that the queen's the things that happened. So the king's decrees.
那他就告诉了这个以斯帖发生了什么事情。
At that time, there's Esther. Was hesitant.
这个以斯帖就是到那个时候呢，他是这个
was hesitant. Okay, look at this. I look at chapter 4.
看这个第4节。
Chapter 4 was 11.
第4章第11节。
All the king's servants and the people of the king's province know that when any man's woman who goes into the inner court to the kings, who has not been called, he has but one Lord, put all to death, except the one to whom the kings hold out the golden scepters. And he may live, yet I myself have not been called to go into the king's these 30 days.
11节，王的一切臣仆和各省的人民都知道有一个定例，若不蒙召擅入内院见王的，无论男女，必被治死，除非王向他伸出金杖，不得存活。现在我没有蒙召进去见王，已经30日了。
So from here we can see that Mordecai was in a very sorrowful state.
那我们从这里看到末底改呢，当时真的是很悲痛。
Because he was concerned about his nations or his kinsmen, his countrymen.
因为他考虑到他的这个国家。
And he asked the queen to intervene.
那他想王后呢去见这个国王，去干预啊。
But you see, that Esther at that time hasn't got faith at all.
当时呢，以斯帖呢是
hasn't got faith at all.
他是没有这个信心的。
Not until that when Mordecai encouraged her.
直到这个末底改来鼓励他的时候。
Mordecai reminded her of her positions.
末底改就提醒他当时这个位置。
This position was given by God.
这个位置呢是神给他的。
He says that we look at 14.
我们看这个第14节。
The last part. Who know whether you have come to the kingdom for such time as this?
那后半部分，其实你得了王后的位分呢，不是为现今的机会吗？
So from Mordecai we can learn a lot of things.
从这个末底改这边，我们可以学到好多的教训。
Mordecai was a faithful servant of God.
那个末底改呢，对神是很有信心的一个。
Number one, that's he loyal to God.
第一呢，他对神很忠诚。
He did not bow and worship anyone.
不是向别人任何其他人跪拜。
So that's why there's chapter 3 mentioned that he did not bow or pay homage to Haman.
所以说呢，第3章呢提到呢，他不向这个哈曼跪拜。
And Haman was the springs of the Ammonites, I think.
那这个哈曼呢，就是这个雅甲族的后裔。
In the olden days, they were the enemy of the Jews.
在这个古时候呢，他们是这个犹大人的这个敌人。
So from Haman, we can see that though he lived in the foreign land.
从这个末底改呢，我们看到这些生活在外邦的这些人。
He did not forget his status.
他们没有忘记他们的这个身份。
He did not forget to stand firm in the truth.
他们没有这个忘记要持守这个信。
He did not compromise the truth with the things of the world, or with the compromise with those that kind of regulations imposed by the authority.
他们没有呢，像他们生活这个环境呢，来使他们的信仰来妥协。
So today, as a chosen people of God,
今天呢，我们也是神的这个选民。
We should not do things that because the environment, because our environment, or because it's kind of regulations, so that's you cannot do the will of God.
那我们不要呢受到环境呢，还有现在的一些世界的影响呢，能够就不去做这个符合神的旨意的这个事情。
So look at Philippines.
我们看一下这个腓立比书。
Philippines chapter 2.
腓立比书第2章。
Philippines chapter 2.
腓立比书第2章。
Philippines chapter 2 was 15.
腓立比书2章第15节。
Philippines chapter 2 verse 15.
腓立比书2章第15节。
That you may become blameless and harmless, children of God without fault, in the midst of the crooked and perverse generation, among whom you shine as a light in the world.
15节，使你们无可指摘，诚实无伪，在这个弯曲悖谬的时代，做神无瑕疵的儿女。你们显在这世代中，好像明光照耀。
16. Holding fast the word of life, so that I may rejoice in the days of Christ, that I have not run in vain or labored in vain.
16节，将生命的道表明出来，叫我在基督的日子好夸，我没有空跑，也没有徒劳。
So here mentioned that the world in which we live is full of sin and full of perverse things.
那我们这里边提到呢，我们生活这个世界呢，有很多的这个罪恶。
So as a children of God, we should not be part of them.
作为神的儿女呢，我们不应该属于他们其中的一
Like
员。
Haman did not do what the king's commanded. That little bow to someone to pay them homage.
这个瓦实提呢，莫迪改呢，没有遵照这个神的命令呢，去跪拜
王的命令。
王的命令呢，去跪拜其他人。
Because he knew that because he was God's people, he only bowed to God. He not bowed to God.
他知道呢，他是神的这个选民，他只能去跪拜神。
He only worship God. He cannot worship other people.
他只能去侍奉神，不能侍奉其他人。
So today is the same that we should not be part. We should not have anything to do with the darkness of the world.
那今天呢，对于我们来说也是一样的。我们
if people practice something, can make them money or can make their life more in a way that's more wealthy or more rich, we should not follow them.
那如果一些
if people they will use their own way, which is not a right way, to make them more money, make their life more enjoyable, we should not follow them.
如果有些人呢，用他自己的方法呢，去
which is not the right way.
不是正确的方法去做事情呢，我们应该不去追随他。
So here mentioned 15 that we should be the children, harmless, blameless, meaning just without any wrongdoings.
这个第15节提到作为这个儿女呢，我们无可指责，而且诚实无伪，意思是说我们不要做错误的事情。
And harmless meaning that always give people love without doing any harm to any people.
这个无可指责，诚实无伪呢，就是说要做一些正确的事情。
The Chinese are different from the English. So it's important that we need to know that we need to uphold the truth. So 16 that holding fast the words of life.
这个中文和英文有些不一样。那个这里边就说到呢，我们应该持守这个正确的事情。
When we holding fast the truth, meaning that when we follow God, or like God say that we need to come to the church on Saturday, or we need to love people without any conditions, and we need to forgive people. And then we just do it. When we do it, and then that means we are shining the light for the Lord.
当我们持守真理的时候呢，神告诉我们星期六要来教会，而且呢，我们要彼此相爱。当我们做的时候呢，我们在世界上就发了这个光。
Look at Ephesians.
我们看这个以弗所书。
Ephesians chapter 5.
以弗所书第5章。
Ephesians chapter 5.
以弗所书第5章。
From 7.
第7节。
From 7, 8. Okay.
第7、第8节。
And also that's 11. Okay, 7, 8. And therefore do not be partakers with them, for you were once darkness, but now you are light in the Lord. Walk as children of light.
第7节，所以你们不要与他们同伙。8节，从前你们是暗昧的，但如今在主里面是光明的。行事为人，就当像光明的子女。
10. Finding out what is acceptable to the Lord. 11. Have no fellowship with the unfruitful works of darkness, but rather expose them.
第10节，总要查验何为主所喜悦的事。11节，那暧昧无益的事，不要与人同行，倒要责备行这事的人。
So here does give us a illustration or give us a meaning of not being the partakers with them.
那这里边呢，给我们说，不要与他们同伙。
Meaning that first we need to know the will of God.
意思是说呢，首先呢，我们要知道这个神的旨意。
And we don't follow them.
我们不跟随他。
And we need to tell them that it's not right.
我们要提醒他们，告诉他们这是不对的。
So that's how Mordecai did at the time.
所以说呢，这是末底改呢所做的。
Mordecai became the role model for Esther.
那这末底改呢，成为了以斯帖的这个榜样。
Okay, we come back to Esther.
我们翻回这个以斯帖记。
We look at God's how God does play his role in this deliverance in this deliverance.
那我们可以再看一下这个神扮演一个什么样的角色呢？来拯救这些人。
First, he raised Esther to be the queen.
首先呢，他把这个以斯帖呢，升到这个王后的地位。
God foreknew the disaster. God knew the disaster beforehand.
神呢知道这个灾难，在之前呢知道这个灾难。
So he first raised up Queen Esther.
所以说呢，他就升了这个以斯帖为皇后。
And he just prepared for that.
就是为这个做准备。
So can you see that the wisdom of God is different from people?
我们可以看到这个神的那个智慧呢，高过人的智慧。
No one can understand the wisdom of God.
没人呢会真正了解这个神的智慧。
If people understand the will of God or the wisdom of God, they will come and worship Him.
那这个如果人知道这个神的智慧呢，他就来到神的面前侍奉他。
And also that the God's doings are so miraculous.
那神的这个作为呢，而且很
miraculous， 很神
奇妙，很奇妙啊。
We look at 1 Corinthians chapter 2.
我们看这个哥林多前书第2章。
1 Corinthians chapter 2.
哥林多前书第2章。
We look at 7.
我们看这个第7节。
7.
第7节。
We talk about the wisdom of God.
这里边谈到这个神的智慧。
But we speak the wisdom of God in a mystery, the hidden wisdom which God ordained before the age for our glories.
第7节，我们讲的呢是从前所隐藏神奥秘的智慧，就是神在万事以前，预定使我们得荣耀的。
Which none of the ruler of this age knew, for as they known, they would not have crucified the Lord of glory.
第8节，这智慧世上有权有位的人没有一个知道的，他们若知道，就不把荣耀的主钉在十字架上了。
So you can see the wisdom of God is so profound in a way that human being, if we use his knowledge or use his intelligence, cannot understand.
那这边想到这个神的智慧呢，如果我们用人的这个知识呢来去考虑呢，就不能明白。
So you can see that those rulers, those in power, because they're so proud of themselves, they cannot accept Jesus Christ.
我们可以看到这些有权有位的人呢，他们都很骄傲，他们不能接受这个主耶稣。
So that's how God has delivered the people. He actually does his wisdom actually so different and so greater than the human beings.
所以说呢，这是神怎样拯救他的这个子民，他的这个智慧呢，跟这个人的智慧是不一样的。
But today we know that this wisdom has been given to us.
今天呢，我们知道他这个智慧呢给了我们，
So we should know the wisdom of God.
我们是应该知道这个神的智慧。
Why do I say that we should know the wisdom of God?
为什么我要这样说呢？
Because the church have the Spirit of God.
因为这个教会呢有神的灵。
When we have the Spirit of God as individual, we have the wisdom of God.
当我们每一个个体呢有了这个圣灵的时候呢，神的灵的时候呢，我们就应该知道神的智慧。
If you look at what Paul mentioned here,
我们看一下这个保罗提到的
16
第16节。第16节。
For who has known the mind of Lord that he may instruct him? But we have the mind of Christ.
16节，谁曾知道主的心去教导他呢？但我们是有基督的心了。
If we have the mind of Christ, that means that we know the mind of Christ. We know the will of God. In simple terms.
如果我们有这个基督的心呢，我们就知道这个基督的这个智慧。
Mordecai says knew the will of God.
末底改呢就知道这个神的旨意。
He firmly believed that God will deliver them.
真正知道呢这个神呢会拯救他们。
Look at compared to Esther chapter 4:13.
我们回到这个以斯帖记第4章第13节。
Mordecai told them to answer Esther, "Do not think in your heart that you will escape in the king's palace any more than all the other Jews." 14. For if you remain completely silent at this time, relief and deliverance will arise for the Jews from another place.
第13节，末底改托人回复以斯帖说：“你莫想在王宫里强过一切犹大人，得免这祸。14节，此时你若闭口不言，犹大人必从别处得解脱，蒙拯救。”
So, because Mordecai was a God-fearing person.
因为这个末底改呢是知道神的旨意的人。
God-fearing persons. 敬畏神
的人。
He feared God.
他敬畏神。
So he knew the will of God. He knew the heart of God.
他知道神的这个心意。
He knew that God won't abandon them.
他知道神呢不会撇弃他们的。
Though that they have been under captivity in the foreign country.
这些被这个被掳的呢，在这个外国家住的人。
But he fully believed that God will somehow deliver them.
他确信呢，这个神会有方法来拯救他们。
So in times of difficulty or disasters,
这个灾难呢，在那个时候很困难的。
Now the Jews at the time in the kingdom of Persia,
在这个在当时呢，犹大人呢住在这个波斯的王国。
They face being killed completely.
他面对的这个灭族的这个危险。
But because at the time there's in this group of people there was a Mordecai. This person actually have the faith. There was a man called Mordecai had faith.
那在当时呢，这一群人当中呢，这个末底改呢是这个有这个信心的人。
God never, for those who have faith in Him, God never give them up. God never give them up. God always come and save them.
所以说呢，只要对神有信心的这些人呢，神不会放弃他们的。
We look at 1 Corinthians chapter 10.
我们看这个哥林多前书第10章。
1 Corinthians chapter 10.
哥林多前书第10章。
Look at 13.
第13节。13节。
No temptation have overtaken you except such as is common to man, but God is faithful, who will not allow you to be tempted beyond what you are able, but with the temptation will also make the way escape, that you may be able to bear it.
13节，你们所遇见的试探，无非是人所能受的。神是信实的，必不叫你们受试探过于所能受的。在受试探的时候，总要给你们开一条出路，叫你们能忍受得住。
So it's important that whatever that we face, whatever difficulty we face, we always have this faith.
那无论呢，我们在面对什么样的困难的时候呢，我们都要有这个很重要的是呢，我们都要有这个信心。
Even at the time, the Jews was facing this death penalty.
甚至这个犹大在当时呢，面对这个死刑的时候。
And the king has issued a decrees.
这个国王呢，已经下了旨意。
When the kings had issued a decree, cannot be altered.
当这个国王下旨意的时候呢，就不能收回。
Had to come to pass.
那必须的要进行。
So for the normal Jews, that's they could not see any way out because the king already issued a decree.
那时候呢，我们就看到没有其他的方法。
But with God, everything's possible.
那对于神来说呢，都是无论什么事都是可能的。
But we can see that later on, that's because the kings have this determination.
那我们在后来呢，就看到这个以斯帖呢，就有下定了这个决心。
I'm going to see the kings. If I perish, and I perish.
那我将准备去见这个国王，如果死呢，就死吧。
Can you see that when the king does have this determination to die for her nations, his faith is actually transcends this world or transcends the flesh.
那这个，如果我们可以看到这个，如果这个王后呢有这个决心呢去为他的民族去死呢，他这个信心呢就战胜了这个肉体，
战胜世界。Because he had this determination.
因为他有这个决心。
Because of the encouragement of Mordecai.
因为是末底改呢来鼓励了他。
So from here we can see how Paul does actually encouraged Timothy.
我们可以从这个保罗呢来看他是怎样来鼓励这个提摩太。
When Timothy was in a very low faith.
当提摩太有这个信仰的低潮的时候。
When he was in a very low point in his faith.
当他这个信仰低潮的时候。
And Paul wrote down a letter, 2 Timothy.
保罗就写了第二封
to encourage him to remain faithful for the Lord, to fight for the truth.
给这个提摩太呢，要有这个对神有这个信心，而且呢，要为这个真理来征战。
Don't let the fact that I was in prison to deter you or to scare you.
不要因为我在这个监狱里呢，就使你来这个惧怕。
Because God did not give you the spirit of fear.
那因为神呢不是给你这个惧怕的灵。
Look at 2 Timothy.
我们看一下这个提摩太后书。
2 Timothy chapter 1 verse 7.
提摩太后书1章7节。
2 Timothy chapter 1 verse 7.
提摩太后书1章7节。
For God has not given us a spirit of fear, but a power, of love, and a sound mind.
7节，因为神赐给我们不是胆怯的心，乃是刚强、仁爱、谨守的心。
So Paul encouraged Timothy.
这里边呢，保罗呢，鼓励这个提摩太。
You have the power. Why you fear?
你有这个权利，为什么你会胆怯呢？
Because you have the spirit of God.
因为你有这个神的灵。
But when you have the spirit of God, why you fear?
你有这个神的灵，为什么会胆怯呢？
Because you do not submit to the spirit of God.
因为你不顺从这个神的灵。
You do not truly entrust yourself into the hand of God.
那你没有真正的呢来相信这个神。
Or you have forgotten that the reason why God chose you. That's for suffering for Him.
那或者是呢，你会忘记了为什么神拣选我们，是为了叫我们为他受苦。
So in the church, that we need the co-worker.
那在这个教会呢，我们需要同工。
We all weak at time.
我们有这个时间。
We all weak
我们都有这个软弱的时候。
So we need to encourage one another.
我们应该互相的这个勉励。
No one can say that I will be strong all the time.
没有人呢会说我在每个时候呢都非常的有力量。
Sometimes what we see that may not be the will of God.
有时候我们看到我们就是做的呢不是这个符合神的旨意。
And other people maybe know more than us.
其他人呢或许比我们知道的更多。
Like Mordecai know more than Esther.
那这个末底改呢就比以斯帖
At the time
知道更多。
when Esther was hesitant, what her thought is not according to the will of God.
在那个时候呢，这个以斯帖他的想法呢就不符合神的旨意。
But and later on that when he asked Mordecai that go and gather all the Jews to fast for me.
当他向这个末底改询问了之后呢，他就说要叫这个所有的犹大人呢为他禁食祷告。
And she and her maid did likewise.
还有他的这个宫女呢也这样禁食。
They fasted 3 days and 3 nights without drink, without drinking and eating.
就是三天3夜呢不吃不喝。
So you see that they have this great determination.
我们可以看到有很大的这个决心。
You can see that fasting prayer is a kind of very serious things.
我们可以看到这个禁食祷告呢非常是严肃的。
And truly, that's you have the heart completely and trust to rely on God.
真的是你有这个心呢，去依靠这个神。
And from Esther,
从这个以斯帖记呢
we can see the his kind of sacrificial spirit.
我们可以看到这个
牺
牲的精神。
Because say that I perish, and if I perish, and I perish.
我们可以看，如果我死，他说我死呢就死了。
But we know that later on, then we can see that the kings actresses like to hear from her, did not put her to death.
我们后来呢，我们可以看到这个国王呢没有叫他死。
And then God guided her, and later on, and he has overcome Haman.
那神呢带领他们呢，然后他们就战胜了这个哈曼。
And Haman was hung on the gallows and made for Mordecai.
那这个哈曼呢就被吊在为这个末底改准备的这个木头上。
So that's all. It's all were planned by God.
那这些一切呢，我们可以看到这是神的这个计划。
But all start with faith.
那仅仅对我们来讲呢，我们需要这个信心。
And all start with the obedience.
那而且呢，需要这个顺从。
Obedient to the will of God.
顺从这个神的旨意。
And Esther obeyed to the words of his uncle or cousins.
那这个以斯帖呢，就顺从了这个他的这个叔叔末底改的旨意。
And because Mordecai was born, actually brought up Esther. Was Mordecai brought up Esther?
末底改呢就养大了这个以斯帖。
So she was obedient to Mordecai.
他非常顺从这个末底改。
So we can see that actually prefigures the salvation given by our Lord Jesus Christ.
这里边就预表这个主耶稣给我们的这个救恩。
And when Jesus Christ was faced the death penalty, that's crucifixion.
当这个主耶稣面对这个耶稣面对这个死刑的时候，
And he prayed. He made his last prayer.
他做了最后的这个祷告。
And at the end of prayer, he tells God, "Let your will be done."
在这个祷告快结束的时候呢，他就说希望神的旨意成全。
So you see, there's one that willing to die for the will of God.
我们可以看到，如果有些人想为这个神的旨意而死牺牲的时候，
and his faith will transcend the environment and also all the difficulties.
他的这个信心呢，就能够这个战胜这些环境还有这个困难的时候。
And we know that Jesus Christ became victorious.
我们知道这个耶稣基督呢，最后胜利了。
Look at the Hebrews.
我们看这个希伯来书。
Hebrews chapter 5.
希伯来书第5章
verse 7.
第7节。
Hebrews chapter 5 verse 7.
希伯来书第5章第7节。
Who's in the days of his flesh, when he has offered up prayer, supplication, with vehement cries, tears to him who was able to save him through death, and was hurt because his godly fear. 8. Though he was a son, yet he learned obedience by the things which he suffered.
第7节。基督在肉体的时候，既大声哀哭，流泪祷告，恳求那能救他免死的主，就因他的虔诚蒙了应许。8节，他虽然为儿子，还是因所受的苦难学了顺从。
So here, there's an example of Jesus Christ, how he how he actually completed the will of God.
这里边呢，我们可以看到呢，这个耶稣基督呢，怎样完全的完成这个神的旨意。
They all begin with obedience.
那是依靠这个顺从。
So today, that we should be children that always obey or always obedience. Children are always obedient to the will of God.
今天呢，我们作为神的儿女呢，应该顺从这个神的旨意。
And God will guide us to victory.
神就带领我们来得胜。
So we end our service today.
我们今天的聚会就结束。
We sing hymn.
唱诗。
We sing hymn 149.